says 975 here. He graduated from Walworth College in 1977 and Iowa State University in 1979 with a Bachelor's of Science degree and a Master's degree in 1983. Jerry spent the first 18 years of his professional career serving as a high school ag education and FFA advisor. He joined Iowa State University Extension and Outreach in 1998, first as the Calhoun County Extension Director and later as Regional Director for Pocahontas, Humboldt, Webster, and Hamilton counties. In 2018, he was awarded the Distinguished R.K. Bliss Extension Award. He also received the Epsilon Sigma Phi Alpha Mu Chapter Mid-Career Award in 2015. Jerry served in leadership roles within the Iowa Agriculture Extension Association, the Epsilon Sigma Pi Alpha Mu Chapter, and the National Association of Extension Program and Staff Development. He was appointed to the North Central STEM Advisory Board in 2019. Was that by the governor? Yes, by Governor Reynolds. Through his professional associations, Jerry had the opportunity to represent ISU Extension and Outreach at the state and national levels. He retired in 2021 after 42 years in education. Jerry and his wife Pam are parents of 3 sons. Matthew and his wife Bree had sons Cooper and Carter, Mason City. Jared and his wife Jamie in Boone. And Travis and wife Megan and sons Cal, Jack, and Luke in Ida Grove. Jerry and Pam live in Manson, which Jerry tells me is the home of the only stoplight in Calhoun County. Quite an honor for that town. Does that say it on the sign welcoming you to Manson?
Not yet.
Jerry, it gives me a great pleasure to, on behalf of the West Hancock alumni, to present you with this. You are certainly deserving of that plaque, and we hope that it's a good representative of the service to the state and the nation that you've done.
Well, thank you.
Make us proud, Jerry.
That's my goal, John. We'll see if it's. There you go. Oh my. Well, I did prepare some comments. And as far as introductions, I also want to introduce, I have 4 classmates here tonight, or 3, including myself. But we have Rhonda, Ann, and John B. are here from the class of 75. So I appreciate them because Bill, they said they came to support me. This is their first time to this alumni banquet, and it's probably going to be a tradition now. And Rhonda just found out you're his niece, Bill's niece. Also, I have my brother Don and his wife Mary, my sister Bonnie and her husband Pete. I have my sister Pat, whose birthday is today, we're not singing, and her husband Don. And then you'll notice that my brother Bill just joined the table with us. He had been in the corner. Evidently, while he was spending time in school here, that's where he spent a lot of time. We have my Aunt Marie and her husband Gary, who you already introduced. His class is 57. And of course, the Kolach lady is here, and that's our mother Blanche. So I appreciate the support. But I have to tell you that I've answered this question more than I care to answer. And the question that I've been asked the most is, how in the heck did you get nominated for this? And so I reflected on that question. You know, going through school, I wasn't the smartest. I wasn't the most athletic. I didn't make the most money after graduating college. My claim to fame in the class of 75 was that along with Jane Chizek Swenson, we were voted the friendliest. And then it hit me. Maybe it's because I've been one of the most blessed members of our class and maybe of the community. You know, blessed with growing up in a hardworking farm family, blessed with siblings that get along, cousins, that grew up together, and we came to school together, and then later with a loving wife, children, and grandsons. Blessed with the value of education as part of our family. Our grandmas got to go through 8th grade. Our folks got to go through high school. Their goal was that their children would at least try to go through college. So being the oldest of the 6, I got to experiment to see how this was all going to work for the 6 of us. So 3 of us ended up going to Waldorf. 3 started at Iowa Central before 5 of us graduated through Iowa State University, and then 1 graduated at Mount Mercy through the nursing program. You know, we were also blessed with fun-loving classmates. There were 77 of us in our class, along with 2 foreign exchange students that were together in that senior year of 1975. What a diverse group and how we went through school together. Isn't it interesting that our parents decide to have children all at the same time, and then we spend the next 13 years together? At that time, very few students went in and out of our grade. We worked a little bit, and you know, it's hard for me to think of too many that left our class or entered our class during those years. 4 of us graduated in BOAG with E.A. McPhee, and the 4 of us that remained at the end of the year were Paul Redding, Paul Faust, John B. Johnson, and myself. And so we still get together to go ahead and reminisce about the times. You know, we were blessed with teachers and coaches that also could look through the squirreliness of us and find some potential. Teachers like E.A. McPhee, he was our BOAG instructor and our FFA advisor. And how proud afterwards, I saw him in Des Moines several years later, and how proud he was that 2 of his students, Doug Pooch from the class of 74 and myself, graduated in Ag Ed from Iowa State. That was one of his claims to fame. Jim Pels from the speech and drama. Tom Geffrey was our band instructor. Al De Leon was the wrestling coach. And other teachers that influenced us, taught us about life. You know, Dan talks about Coach Sanger. He taught me a little bit about life there along the way. And then they all encouraged us. You know, after being a teacher for the first 18 years of my career, I know what happens and what's talked about in that teacher's lounge. I'm sure that the class of 75 gave the teachers plenty to talk about at that time. But you know, in the size of the community of Britt, the size of this school, you could do as much or as little as you wanted to. You know, that was our choice. We could do whatever our folks would let us do. And so, you know, paraphrasing Horace Mann, education is the great equalizer of our society. You know, public education provided many of us with the tools that we needed to pursue our dreams, our professional careers. I needed a 4-year degree to be a high school ag teacher. I needed a master's degree to work for Iowa State University Extension Outreach. 2 of our children have graduated with education degrees. 2 have master's degrees. And my wife has a PhD in caring for our family. And so how important education's been to the Chizek family. Britt High School, now West Hancock, continues to be a place where people can go ahead and create those relationships. It prepares young people for their future. You know, the term I like to use is you need to bloom where you are planted. And young people today, Kane, you'll get to go to Iowa. You know, there's another school that names Iowa that would welcome you, I think. But, you know, you need to bloom where you are planted. And so whether that's in your family or in your community or in your career, you need to do the best that you can there. So I still refer to Britt as home. primarily because Blanche is still here. You know, we get to come up and visit. And I've always been proud to call Britt my hometown. I've been blessed to find my passion in education, my biggest supporters as family, and to deepen my faith. And I feel blessed to receive this honor tonight and what it represents. So let's all continue to go ahead and support this community and this school district. So thank you very much. I appreciate the time to talk.